For this video, for once, we're going to talk about comics. How's it going, everybody? Shaun here. Another day, another vlog. Guess what? It's time for another Comic Corner video. As you can probably guess, I am not at the Comic Corner. I'm actually at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. You may also notice the banner directly behind me. Yes, this is the final week of Halloween Horror Nights 2025. If you haven't seen my video about the Five Nights at Freddy's maze, go and check it out. I'll actually post a link in the description box below. But for today, we're going to be talking about some comics. For once, instead of action figures and Batmobiles. So why are we here at the park? Well, funny story, actually an interesting story. My family and I were recently here as part of a little vacation, and I happened to see something in the park. I was like, are these real comic books? I'm gonna show you them right now. Also, I'm not the only one filming today. Look at that, Access Hollywood is here. So I just entered the park, and where we need to go, oh my goodness. I don't know if you just saw that, but the roller coaster was just now testing over here at Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. I just caught a glimpse of it right over there. Whoa, okay. So where we need to go is right here in Springfield. Our destination, Krusty Burger. Where I need to go is up these stairs to the second floor of the restaurant. What I'm looking for is this room here, the Hey Hey Hall of Fame. This is on the right side of the restaurant. We're technically over the Lardland Donuts restaurant. And what I'm looking for is right over here in this glass case. You see those? These are Krusty the Clown comic books. Now, for the longest time, I've been coming to this restaurant with my folks, and we always sit here in this exact corner spot, and I've looked at these, and I'm like going, are these real comics? Or were these made for the restaurant? Because as you can see, they have other items in here, including a record here, some pins, a star on the Walk of Fame. So I'm like looking at these going, are these real comics? So like I mentioned at the very beginning of the video, my last trip here with my folks, we sat here at Krusty Burger, and I was sitting in the seat right behind the camera, looking up at these comics here, and I decided to look it up. Guess what? Those are real comics. Those are actual Simpsons comics. Now a lot of guests have probably looked at these going, those are fake. Nope, they're 100% real. In fact, they're so real, I have my own copies right here. While I'm here recording this video, I'm actually enjoying some lunch. We got the clogger here with some fries and a drink. So as you can see, these are actual comic books done by Bongo Comics Group. This is the same group that was created by Mr. Matt Groening himself. Unfortunately, the company is no longer in business. It closed in 2018. But this was a series of 3 issues. The Rise and Fall of Krustyland, Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. I will say that my comics are actually just a little bit in better condition. In fact, if you look at the 3rd issue here, the yellow on mine is a lot brighter and more vibrant than the one in the case, because this one, as you can see, has been in the sun more and it's a little bit more faded. So this is the actual cover color right here. This one's just a tad bit faded, but this has been here for a good number of years in this case. So yeah, I can see why it's just a little bit faded. So yeah, there's the original cover color, and then there's that one. This one doesn't look too bad actually. I like actually the more white that he has around his face, because technically that looks more accurate to the character than this one. He looks more yellow in this one, more like Homer Simpson. So your next question is, well, when were these released? Well, these were released in 1995. You have January, February, and March. Your next question is going to be, well, do these relate anything to the ride? Just a tad bit, because the ride technically opened in May of 2008. So they had quite a bit of a long time to figure out what they wanted to do with the ride, but obviously the ride may be loosely based off of the comics. In fact, I was looking through these just briefly, and I did see some resemblance to Krustyland in this, I believe it was this issue here. We'll take a look in just a moment, but yes, 1985, then fast forward to 2008, when the ride officially opened at Universal Studios Hollywood. So going back to the company Bongo Comics, the group itself, they pretty much released a whole bunch of comics based off of The Simpsons. I'm going to read them off to you. The Simpsons comics, which ran from 1993 to 2018, 245 issues. That's a lot. Then you have Bartman Volume 1 and then Bartman Volume 2. There were also a few issues of Itchy and Scratchy, only ran for 4 comics. Then you have Radioactive Man, which ran for 6 issues from 1993 to 1994. Krusty Comics, which are these right here. And then you have Bart Simpson's Treehouse of Horror, which ran from 1995 to 2017. So they actually finished the last one in 2017, a year before they closed, 23 issues. I might actually have one for that series, like I mentioned. Roswell Little Green Men, which from 1986 to 1999, with only 6 issues. Then Hopster's Tracks and Bart Simpson from 2000 to 2016. And only ran for about 100 issues. That's a lot, but still. They pretty much focused on Simpsons comics, but they also did other ones as well, including Futurama. So yeah, pretty much the whole company was making a bunch of Simpsons comics. Only a few issues here and there for Futurama, but they also did Comic Book Guy, which is another character from The Simpsons, but also a few SpongeBob SquarePants comics. How about that? So yeah, that's pretty cool. Oh, there were also a couple of crossovers between The Simpsons and Futurama. So either we got to see it in the cartoon later on in the future, they first started off with comics. So, hey, I'd say that's pretty cool. So in part 1, Krusty owes money to the Mafia, and after different failed projects, Ned Flanders, of course the neighbor of Homer Simpson, gives Krusty an idea to build a theme park, thus Krustyland, right? So maybe instead of Krustyland, it should have been Flanders Land. What's really funny in my opinion is that if you look at Krustyland, this is how they actually made the Springfield logo on the website as well as on the app for Universal Studios Hollywood. It's these exact same lettering with the different types of rides in there. I think that's pretty cool. So as I'm looking at the app right here, this is Springfield, there's the Simpsons ride right here, the little icon for Springfield. Gonna tap that, tap on this, and there it is. Look at that. So you can see right there, that's how they made Springfield. And if you look at the Krustyland logo right up here, very similar, right? That's pretty cool. Oh my gosh, I'm just now realizing that this actually looks like what you see in the ride, because you do ride the roller coaster portion of the simulation on something like this. This is hilarious. Okay, so here is a map of Krustyland. Now, funny thing is, I have the more official map right next to me, right here. And as you can see, it kind of looks similar. In fact, let's hold up the original map. It's like original Disneyland map. Look, see, it has the Krusty mouth there, right there. That's actually pretty cool. And then you have, let's see, do you have this ride right here, the U-Pull? Let's see, I don't think so. Because there is an Itchy and Scratchy area. I just don't see it here. There's the roller coaster right there. And then of course you got the simulator ride, the Thrill-tacular. And then their SeaWorld show. Their Big Thunder knockoff. Actually more of that Splash Mountain. This is Big Thunder knockoff right here. Oh, there's your Itchy and Scratchy right there. Well, did they have a castle here? I don't think so, because this isn't, of course, Disneyland, so they wanted to steer clear away from that one. Actually, they do have a castle right here. There is a castle. Okay, what's funny is that this right here, this actually exists over in Orlando. We don't have that one, but this one does exist in Orlando. And what's funny is that they built part of the theme park on top of a parking structure. That is completely Universal Studios Hollywood right there. That's hilarious. They gotta add a little Krusty Burger in there. That's tiny. That's really tiny. Oh, they got a studio tour up there. So yeah, there's some similarities here, especially the big Krusty the Clown head right there. They kept that, that's for sure. Actually, there's 2 of them. No, 3, because you have the entrance, then you have the one here in the mountain there, and of course the Thrilltacular, which technically is the actual ride. There's 3 Krusty heads you go through. So in this one, obviously, he's still having problems. He's still trying to pay off his debt. It's okay in terms of popularity. The Simpsons love it, Bart loves it, and also the Boy Scouts, but he's still having some issues. And then in part 3, he's still paying off his debt as his theme park is slowly being destroyed. That's his panicked reaction that everything's just going down the toilet for him. As I'm skimming through the comic right now, I'm just like mesmerized at how this looks, and there's a lot of it that doesn't really resemble Krustyland that we see up here, but there's definitely, they made an interesting attempt at having a Krustyland theme park for Krusty, obviously. And oh my god, there's the Ferris wheel falling apart. Oh no. And this is basically the end of the ride. 5 seconds to kill somebody. Hello, folks. No, that is so sad. Oh, jeez. Of course, when they get to the death drop, the aliens are up there going, "Foolish humans, don't you know all rides must end near the gift shop?" Wait a second. Hold on. Oh, his dad saves the day. Oh my goodness. And the distant future, blustery land, where it always blows. That's what it says at the very end of the comic. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You know what? I have to give this a full read, to be honest with you, but I'm already enjoying just skimming through the comic and reading it as I go on. And oh my gosh. This is hilarious. I mean, sad because he loses his theme park. Well, technically he loses his theme park again in the ride, but still. Oh my word. Anyways. These are good. These are good. I can already tell these are really good. Alrighty, you guys. Well, as you can see, I'm having a lot of fun reading these comics, obviously. I think these are going to be a lot of fun to read and check out. If you have these in your own personal collection, pull them out and give them a read because these are hilarious. I did find some of these on, like, eBay that you can purchase as well. I mean, that's technically where I got these to make this video. But yeah, this video would not have been made possible if I hadn't taken a good look at these comics right up here. These were the inspiration for this video, so there you go. And now, I can honestly say that now I have Krustyland comic books that are featured here at Krusty Burger in my collection. Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3. Oh yeah, and I also finished my lunch. Well, take a good look, guys. That's pretty cool. Gotta say, a nice addition to the collection at the Comic Corner. Before we leave, here is the real Krustyland right here. This is where the former Back to the Future attraction used to be. So we saw the rise of Krustyland in 2008, but at some point in the future here, we may see the fall of Krustyland because obviously it's no longer owned by 20th Century, it's owned by Disney. So, goodness knows how long Krustyland will be here until the ride officially closes. We'll see. Very quickly, just take a look at this thing. This is just insane at how massive this roller coaster is. The first actual intense roller coaster here in the park. Well, minus, of course, the Mummy ride, but still. For this intense to have a bunch of loops, corkscrews, and yeah, it is impressive that they've been able to do this along the side of a hill, and not to mention having it go over and then under the escalators. Oh, there's the train right there. Oh my god, that is so cool. Okay, it's backing up. We may actually see it go over. Wow, that is so awesome. Now imagine that full of guests going over and you're looking up as they're looking down at you. That is going to be so cool. Honestly, I think there's also another place right over here that has original comics. Right over here at the Androids Dungeon and Baseball Card Shop. Oh, yep, they are actually. Look, see right there, Itchy and Scratchy comics. There's the Krustyland 2 comic, some cards, Radioactive Man, and Bartman. Those are actual comics right there. How about that? I may have to do a sequel comic because there are more comics right here. Okay, well, if I can find them and add them to my collection, I'll do another video. And that's going to do it for this episode of the Comic Corner. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you enjoyed the really interesting experience here at Universal Studios Hollywood. If you haven't seen these comics already, go and check them out, again, at Krusty Burger on the 2nd floor. Alright guys, until then, thank you so much for watching. As they say in Hollywood, I actually am in Hollywood, Universal Studios Hollywood in fact. That, my friends, is a wrap. Before I end though, be sure to check out my other videos I've done here at Universal Studios Hollywood, like the rides and updates, and of course, the Five Nights at Freddy's Maze, because right now, again, it's the final week of Halloween Horror Nights. As they say in Hollywood, I am in Hollywood, Universal Studios Hollywood. That, my friends, is a wrap. See you next time. I gotta get away from these misters.